Oh, hang on, one sec.
Perfect.
I'll cream my lips.
Oh, yeah.
Fellas,
My mum cut me off the other time. Like, Jordan, great show.
Got dry lips, innit?
What's happening, people? It's all Blakademik. We are back, and we're very, very, very excited to be back in front of you guys on your screens. We have now moved into the current climate of filming our shows, which we'll be doing for the foreseeable future, all online.
You know, with the current situation and the things that we've been seeing online, globally, around our people, not just necessarily in the Western Hemisphere, but also things that are going on in the East, in places like Africa, and the things that are still taking place around human trafficking and slavery is just another reminder of the kind of the long intergenerational trauma that we've been observing. And it's had me feeling a range of different emotions. And I think the only way to kind of describe it is it feels a little bit like a roller coaster.
So where I think that the co-adoption of America's problem has been, you know, very, very useful. It's been beautiful to witness. The same won't happen in reverse. Belly's name won't pop in America. You know what I mean? Like Mark and etc. The names are not going to pop over there. So this is where we need to kind of, at the same time, utilize the moment to focus on what's happening here.
I think children do need to understand that their parents are their parents and there's consequences for their actions, and they need to know the boundaries. And I think if young people don't have that growing up, it could be quite detrimental to them in terms of just going through life, navigating through school life, navigating through work life, and understanding how to behave in certain situations and having respect and whatnot.
I think that fear is real. That's a real conversation. What I used to always find weird when I've talked about it is straight after the beating, you can't show any emotion, like, you know, fix up, stop, dry your tears, you can't do this, you can't do that. Where does that go? Where do those feelings go of like, you're just trying to have to pull it together. You can't even show that you're angry, show that you're sad, show that you've been hurt. What does that do to future relationships, to future communication with your parents? That I find weird. But yeah, that fear is real. Sitting on the bus or the train, waiting to get home, knowing that that's going to happen.
When they founded the NHS, one of the reasons that they brought over Caribbean nurses, Asian nurses, is because they didn't want white women to do that labor. Like they thought this is really frontline labor. We don't want white women doing this labor. This is actually one of the main drivers for getting that colonial workforce in the first place. And I think if we're honest, that's still there today, right? Like you've got, why are they not nursing bursaries for people in the UK?
Well, their form of appreciation is claps every Thursday, but real appreciation is, think about the professionals who are every day leaving their families to risk their lives to save others. How about you perhaps solve some of their issues? We leave medical school, nursing school, midwifery school, or the allied healthcare professional university degrees with thousands and thousands of major debts.
I think that, look, he makes us think, and he always reminds me not to be a sheep. Sometimes when someone says something mad, I'm like, how did they get there? And it makes me look at myself and I'm like, am I just believing everything that's being said to me? Or do I need to look at it? And I can't, like, there's that question, can you separate the man from the music? And I mean, with Kanye, you can't.
Can you?
You can't argue with his back catalogue. Yes.
So can you separate them?
And I don't know whether it's because, I don't know whether it, I was going to say, is it to do with his background because he's a black man? But then obviously, R. Kelly, I definitely,
I was just about to say, when you said you could separate the music, I was going to say, does that apply?
That's how you're reaching.
You're going there.
I'm not a 6ix9ine listener or fan, but I get it. Like, I get why people are listening to that. I think they're all.
Please elaborate. I have no idea as to
why. Elaborate.
Yeah, come on, Nick. Tell us why.
Because we're in a situation now where rap and music has evolved to, it's not just about the core ideals that held up rap maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You have a new generation who aren't from them same environments, who like avidly devour the music.
If Sauce was out today, most of these rappers will be on half a star. Even like they'll have one of the edges of the stars of 1 star. They won't even have 1 star. You know what I mean? Come on.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I get why that's the case.
Here it'll be like, why you acting light skinned? Why you acting light skinned like that? So that would be you're being bougie, you're being stuck up, you're being difficult, like in terms of like really acting as if you're like a snob type situation. And even for the men, for light skinned men, it could be a joke of, well, you know, like no light skinned dude is trying to get into a fight, because it's almost like the perception is that we're soft, we're weak, you know. At the same time, I also recognize the perceptions where when people had like quote unquote ugly jokes, it would be towards the darker skinned people.
You talk about the billionaire mindset, but it's also about what your child is watching as well. Or as an adult, what are you watching? There's a lot of children that don't even understand what interest rates are. They don't know what mortgages are. They don't know about stocks and shares. They don't watch any of these things, but they can tell you what happened in was it Top Boy or whatever last week. They can tell you that
Love Island,
you know. Yeah. They can tell you all of that, but they can't even tell you what's going on. The only time that I think everybody was aware that everything was going on was when George Floyd was killed. That's when everybody started talking about stuff. But after hashtag Black BLM is not trending as much, ask them what's going on in the world today. What's going on with the number of coronavirus cases? What's going on in the United States? What's going on in Brazil? They can't tell you.
Go on.
All right. Can you cook? What do you mean? Like, can you cook? It's the double. It comes with the... Because I challenge it. I'm like, what do you mean by cook? Like, because where are you from? I'm from Ghana. Oh, great. Can you cook? Yeah, of course I can cook. Like, you know, I've got to sustain myself, let alone anyone else. No, but can you cook? Yeah. What can you cook? If I said lasagna, paella, risotto, no, they want to know, can you pound fufu? Will you be standing over the stove making banku like my dad did for my mum and serving me on a tray with a cold glass and a serviette fold? That's what they're asking me. Can you replace my mother?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how I interpret.
100% agree.
It's like really important to really check in with the people you're dating. Like, what's your dating intention? Because dating is this term that you could ask 20 people and you might get 20 different definitions of what dating looks like, or dating success. Like I was one of our posts on Instagram, and we said something about, I said, you know, if you're dating just to get married, then you could be in for a lot of trauma. Like you can open your mind to dating, to meet new people, blah, blah, blah. And I said, but you know, everyone has a different level of what success is.
You're not going to get rid of all the racists making content on YouTube, no matter how stringent they get with their policies. People adjust it, they just get masked in different ways, Twitch streams, all these things. It's impossible. Like you just don't consume content you don't want to consume. Simple, just like that. That's why I did. You know, again, I said everyone who wanted to cancel me and tried to cancel me, they had a right to do it. That's fine. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like, that's what it is. Like,
cancelling is inconsistent all across the board. Like, and I know Ernest and Carl are arguing about R. Kelly and Nick Cannon, but even in those examples, it's never unanimous. And so that's where then the question comes back of what is cancelling and what are we talking about? And I feel like with mainstream discourse, are we just talking? I think so much of the conversation seems like distraction for me. And I think there's something kind of ominous about, like you were saying with then the Wiley situation, not that I condone what he said, but in terms of like keeping the same energy and then other high profile people in positions of power not being held to account for the things they do.
Politicians, regardless of the colour of their skin, it's about their political hue, it's about their party, it's about mainstream politics. Politicians, when we pick them on geographical boundaries, are not there to represent us. They're there to represent constituency and their party. I come from Tottenham. We've had 2 consecutive black MPs. So I know what I'm talking about.
If I was to watch this and be a young black person and listen to you and say, do you know what, you're right, I'm not going to vote. Yeah, what's the point? I don't see people like myself. No, that's not what we should be saying to our young black people who are standing up and saying they want to stand, they want to run, they want to change, they want to be that real representation, not just some token black girl or boy.
Do not forget to follow all of our content across all of our socials, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check out our website, blakademik.com. Also our channel YouTube as well, Blakademik TV. Until next time, look after the people, Dem. Take care. Peace.